If you came across this video, be assured it was not random. Not in the dramatic way people sometimes mean, but in that quiet, grounded way. You're here because you've already done a lot of work, my friend. Real work. The kind that changes how you experience life, not just how you talk about it, right? And I want to name that right away for you. I do. Because you don't need fixing. You are definitely not behind, and you didn't miss something. You've already shifted. You've learned how to notice yourself, how to pause instead of react, how to feel without drowning in it, how to watch your thoughts rather than believe every single one of them. That's growth, my friends. And that tells me something very important about you. You've done the work. Yay. But here's the part that doesn't get said often enough, and I had to learn. Doing the work doesn't mean life stops lifing, right? You're still going to have highs and you're still going to have lows. And sometimes things are going to go sideways and, right? Even with awareness, even with the tools, even when you choose 5D consciousness. Because growth isn't about escaping the human experience. Not at all, friends. It's about staying present inside of it. That's why we came here, to have a human experience. So, those moments that happen, you might just start to recognize it. Where something doesn't go the way that you hoped. And instead of collapsing or blaming or spiraling and spinning out of control, you hear yourself think, legit, okay, this is happening for me, not to me. And right there, that moment, friends, that's not spiritual bypassing. Not at all. That's ego release. Let's take a deep breath in and out, because every breath counts. The ego wants to control. It wants certainty. It wants things to go a very specific way so it can feel safe. Awareness doesn't fight the ego. It reassures it. Awareness says, I don't need control to be okay. And that, my friends, is huge. Most people never get there. But you did. And I know you did because you're still watching this video. See, the ego isn't the enemy. No. Not at all. We need to celebrate it. It was just trying to protect you. And it was doing that in a way where it had to brace for things to happen. But you did the work. And when you do the work, the ego stops running the show and it actually starts taking direction. You don't get rid of your ego, you soften it. You let it know, I've got this now, the internal being that I am. And here's something important to hear. Living and choosing in 5D doesn't mean you'll never drop back into 3D. Oh, you will. Money stress happens. Conflict happens. Disappointment happens. Grief happens. Old patterns still knock at the door even when you think you got rid of them. that doesn't mean you've regressed. Not at all. It means you're having a human experience, which is why you came here. The difference now isn't that things never wobble, it's how quickly you recognize what's happening and how gently you come back. Bong, right? Let's think. Before the work you've done, going sideways might have lasted days, months in some cases, and for some of us, years. But now it might be a couple minutes, all right, maybe a couple hours. And that's not failure, friends. That's integration. And that's clearly evidence of growth and healing. And here's the part that most people don't expect. When you respond instead of react, when you soften instead of fight, when you trust instead of cling, what unfolds next is often so much better than what you could have possibly originally wanted or even imagined. Not louder, not flashier, but more aligned, more honest, and more you, my friend. Life doesn't derail you anymore. It refines you. And if you're listening to this, I know that you're with me on this. And it tells me something else about you. You've learned to trust timing. You've learned to stay with discomfort. You've learned that regulation isn't about staying calm. It's about returning. Again. Power off. And again. And again. Power off. That, my friends, was a sign. So, if you had a moment recently where you thought, I thought I was past this, let me gently reframe that for you. You are not meant to be past things. You're meant to be present within them. You're not missing a lesson. You're embodying it. Let's take a deep breath. And out. Because every breath counts. Let your shoulders drop. Your jaw unclench. Let your nervous system just register this moment. You are safe. You are aware. And you are still here. And that means the work is working. Not because life is perfect, but because you are different inside of it. You respond faster. You recover more gently. You trust yourself more. And that is embodiment, which, by the way, is my 2026 word of the year. So, if everything hasn't fully made sense yet, that's okay. You don't need clarity right now. You don't need the next step. And you definitely don't need to figure it all out. Mm-mm. You're exactly where you need to be for what's unfolding next. Just stay with yourself. Stay open. Stay grounded. You didn't come this far to abandon yourself now. And you didn't come across this video and then watched it this long and it was 10:10 by accident. Not at all. Let's take a deep breath in and out. You got this. And yes, the snoring is Sir Isaac Newton. He's right here beside me in my lap. Have a great night.